It's highly likely that you have heard about Fate Zero or any of the Fate series by now. And chances are you probably know what it's about whether you watched it already or not. But I'm going to do a review anyway, 'cause why not? Plot. I probably should be reviewing other season for this, but since this is technically the start of the Fate timeline, I'll just go on ahead. So the basic plot is about each masters fighting other masters with their servants which were summoned by them. And when I mean by fighting, I mean by eliminating each other from the game by killing the servant or the master, or both, since only one master and servant can win the Grail. The Grail is this wish-making device which grants you any wish you desire because logic. There are many action scenes, but that's not all. There are some flashbacks to the past, and one of them I especially found tear-jerking. But one thing to note, lot of characters die in this anime. There are not full SHT plot armor that will save a character from a death that should happen. I'm sure not everyone likes this, but I enjoyed it as it felt more realistic, as an anime can possibly be, and more or less frustrating. Art. I watched Fate Zero first and then Fate Stay Night, and I could say there is some noticeable difference between these seasons' art. That's probably because Fate Zero was made more recently compared to Fate Stay Night, but it almost felt like Fate Stay Night felt 90s like compared to Fate Zero. That being said, Fate Zero has good art and felt more smooth and vibrant compared to its old seasons. Not much to complain about here. Battle scenes were beautiful and the overall tone of the art was grey and dark, matching the anime's atmosphere. And by the gods, I recommend watching Fate Stay Night first, or else you might have a tough time getting used to its poor art. Fate Stay Night. Better to watch bad and then good than vice versa, no? Characters. I don't like comparing too much, but once again it feels like the character's personality improved compared to its older seasons. For example, Saber, you should know who unless you didn't even knew about the existence of anime. In Fate Stay Night was a bit soulless and lacked character compared to Fate Zero. It did clearly portray in Fate Stay Night that Saber is someone who just gets down right to business, but that was a bit too much in my opinion, and it felt like she was a doll. So as characters there are no complaints either. There is a psychotic mage plus master, overconfident, well he's basically God though, asshole, in my opinion, and his pet-like kiss-up master, a innocent ideology-minded king of England, and a depressed, in a good way, master who uses any dirty tricks and strategy to win and more. The characters are diverse with each of their own story, and I gotta say I loved each and every one of them at the end, except this one girl who I find as an ungrateful dick. Each character has their own view of the world and what they want to do with the Grail. There aren't really any true righteous hero characters, as they all have their own opinion and good and bad. I found this the most satisfying as it made the characters more human and real. Song. I guess I'm going to compare all day today. Comparing to the song from Fate Stay Night, which felt 90s all the way, Fate Zero had a more modern anime feel. P.S. I'm a 90s kid and I don't hate the 90s, but it just felt awkward. The opening ending songs were both nice and good to listen to. It didn't sound horrible or anything, and it went well with the anime. You could feel the seriousness and both dark and light tone of the anime. The song really stuck in my head for quite some time, 'cause it was so good. I can't say it was super amazing, but I think it was amazing enough. As you can really sense the mood of this anime. Overall, I didn't really get why people love this anime so much at first, but after watching it I understood. I wouldn't say it was Cowboy Bebop like legendary epic, but it's probably the next best thing, 'cause some animes' epicness gives you the chills, but this really didn't. There seriously was nothing to complain about, as the studio that made this anime surely knew what they were doing. Fate Zero has tearful moments, great action, and slick animation. If you like watching anime, not watching this will surely make you regret it in your deathbed. Thank you. This had been Rat Urine. Ladder's Mate.